All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rocket video. Real quick, before we get into today's video, keep in mind I have a Houston Rocket daily YouTube channel where I post at least one Rocket YouTube video every single day. The link is in the bio. We're a little over 500 subs, trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I know that sounds kind of crazy, so could really use your guys' support. Once again, links in the bio. I'll drop a link in the comment section as well. The Rockets, they've lost 13 straight basketball games. They're currently 1-14. Things are looking horrible. And if you watched my video yesterday on my Houston Rocket Daily channel, I made a preview video to pretty much it was like a little bit of a preview video, but it was mainly just me kind of talking about some things that I would like to see moving forward for the Houston Rockets, because the reason I made that video yesterday was Stephen Silas. He's been hinting at lineup changes for a couple of games now, and he finally came out and said early yesterday that there will be lineup adjustments, but that he was not going to come out and say it. So I hop on Twitter. I'm like, follow my Twitter, link in the bio as well, Will_Upton. But I tweeted as a joke, if Daniel House starts tonight, I will never watch another Rockets game. It was a joke. He started, and obviously I'm going to continue watching Rocket games, but I just thought that was unbelievable. Daniel House Jr. actually started last night. I just could not believe that was a thing. And so I also came back and tweeted players who should start over him, and I named the entire Rockets roster, not named Daniel House Jr. And it sucks sometimes to not see the proper rotations that you want to see. But I have something, every team, no matter who you like, no matter if it's the Golden State Warriors, if it's the Los Angeles Lakers, if it's the Toronto Raptors, Chicago Bulls, one thing I've noticed through the last year of making daily YouTube videos for different teams is every single fan base has an issue with their coaches' rotations. In Stephen Silas's case, the Daniel House Jr. move maybe makes a little bit of sense considering they're trying to get his trade value up, and he was playing pretty good before he got injured a couple of weeks ago. And by good, I mean 8 points a game, pretty decent, efficient shooting, so nothing too crazy, but he was doing okay. Came out right away in the first quarter, missed his first 3 attempts. 2 of them were wide open attempts. I think 2 of them were one of them was a 3, the other was I don't even remember, midi. They were wide open. He missed all 3 of them, and then he went down with another injury. I think he was cramping or something. Who knows what's going on with Daniel House Jr., but it's crazy how he actually got the start last night. What's even crazier is Alfred Shuguang playing 5 minutes. I mean, if you look at Alfred Shuguang using the eye test, if you're watching these Rocket games every single night, Alfred Shuguang by the eye test is probably the Rockets' best passer at the moment, which is not a good thing, but it's cool. Good news that we got Alfred Shuguang. It's not good news that he's currently the best passer on the team because he's not our point guard. But Alfred Shuguang's averaging pretty decent statistics, 9-ish points, 5-ish rebounds. When he gets a proper amount of game time, when he plays 5 minutes, he's not going to do anything for you. Defensively, offensively, statistically, he's not going to be able to do much in just 5 minutes of game plan. But when he's out there for 20 minutes, 22 minutes, he's able to go out there, put up 10 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, a block. But it's really with the eye test where you're watching Alfred Shuguang. He'll find a good backdoor cut, or he'll have a good hockey assist, pass to assist, and it's just you're watching Alf. He's shooting the 3-ball good. He's shooting over 40% from downtown. He's shooting over 50% from the field. He's getting defensive stats. The eye test works. Everything about Alfred Shuguang says give him minutes. And what has happened, he's losing minutes. He's actually losing minutes in the rotation, and it's so strange. And yesterday, Silas's reasoning for not playing Shuguang was that Daniel Tyson was so good and that he wanted to ride the hot hand. And honestly, I don't really have an issue with Daniel Tyson playing because he's a good center. He's a multi-versatile guy. I mean, this is a guy who was on my Bulls team. He was on the Celtics. when he was on the Bulls, like, Bulls fans loved this dude. He was so versatile. But the thing is, he was coming off the bench. Because if Daniel Theis is your starting center, I got some things to tell you. So it's, I can understand Daniel Theis getting minutes. But here's the bottom line is I don't understand why just Daniel Theis playing 24 minutes, Christian Wood playing, 29, why... If Christian Wood's playing 29 minutes and Daniel Theis is playing 24, those are just two big men. You have room in the rotation, off the bench especially, to play Alfred Shuguang. The Rockets have an abundance of guards, and you'll see it like last night. I mean, you'll see guys like DJ Augustine. He's not doing really much for me. I just don't really understand. And I'll get into DJ and Eric Gordon here in just a second. But real quick, Alfie, I just don't understand why he's not playing more. Jalen Green last night, to me, demonstrated that he needs a little bit more spacing. I think that the starting lineup changes are only going to help Jalen Green in the long term. Eventually, Alfred Shuguang might start. I don't know if it'll happen this year, though, quite honestly, because if the small ball eventually starts to work, I don't know if Silas is going to go away from it. I don't have a problem with going small. The issue is because the lineup that the Rockets, the starting lineup last night that they deployed where they inserted Eric Gordon and took out Theis, it's good for spacing, and it really opened up a lot of shooters. Here's the issue. We don't have any shooters. The Rockets don't have any shooters. Garrison Matthews finally saw some play last night. He's a guy who can knock it down. Armani Brooks can knock it down. It's just at a consistent, elite, above average rate. None of these guys can do that. So, except Armani and Garrison. So it's I like the idea of it to open up shooters, but the Rockets don't have many of those yet. But Jalen Green last night with 21 points, I feel like he just kind of demonstrated to me that he either needs more spacing, he needs more time, maybe a little bit of both, but he's going to be just fine. He'll be just fine. He's finding his own shots. He's good at shot creation. I think it really just came down to spacing. When he's not in his head, it's similar to Lonzo Ball, what J.J. Redick said about Lonzo Ball taking effortless threes. When Jalen Green's not thinking and he's just doing, he's playing very good. He can control a game. I have more issues with him not playing as much, but he did see 36 minutes last night. Moving forward, this is going to be a good year for Jalen Green. He actually might have an opportunity to win Rookie of the Year. However, you have good Cade Cunningham stats, you have good Scotty Barnes stats, but Jalen Green, I think this is going to be the start, the first domino to fall in what's hopefully on this road trip as well, is just good 20-point games, honestly, consistent 20-point games. So that's what I'm hoping for, Jalen Green. And Christian Wood, 4-16, he played horrible shooting the ball last night. The issue with Christian Wood is he's not really a good defender. So offensively, I'm fine with him taking all of these shots because defensively he doesn't do much for me. But some nights it just doesn't fall, and it's happened a lot more consistently this year. We might have to make a video on it. Jae'Sean Tate really was like the savior in the starting lineup. He had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 16 points. Jae'Sean Tate is literally on his way up. The thing is, no one's really realizing that or recognizing it because the Rockets have lost 13 straight games. So no one's really diving into Jae'Sean's stats too much, but they should be. Eric Gordon, DJ Augustine, I'll end the video right after this. There's no reason that either of these players should be on the team. There just really is no reason. You could maybe make an argument for Tyson, Christian Wood as well, but bottom line, DJ Augustine, maybe for the guard help, but at this point, I'd rather see Armani Brooks try and figure that out. I'd rather even throw Jae'Sean Tate on the bench and have him be the point forward, but those two options aren't going to happen. So the Rockets might be stuck with DJ Augustine the rest of the year. For Eric Gordon, I love Eric Gordon. I like that he can put up 15 points pretty much every single night, 15 points, a handful of assists, a couple of threes every night. I like that. The thing is, the Rockets are already paying John Wall $44 million to sit on the bench this year. I just don't know what a 30-something-year-old does for me off the bench who's getting paid $20 million a year on a rebuilding team. I just don't really know what he offers me, because as far as I'm concerned, Josh Christopher could be playing those minutes. Armani Brooks could be playing in those minutes. Even Garrison Matthews, even like Usman Garuba, KJ Martin Jr., the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So the Rockets, they're going to have to stick tight right here, because it's time to be patient. Let these rotations figure themselves out. Let these old players not run themselves out of Houston, but hopefully Rafael Stone starts crafting up some plans to get rid of Eric Gordon, to get rid of Daniel House Jr., and to get rid of DJ Augustine. So that's it for today, guys. Friendly reminder, check out my Houston Rocket Daily channel down below. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys the next time.